be over with.
Yes, and if you are in Babylon, you can support support African Americans. Exactly. Give them an opportunity to get back.
That's right. That's right. Everybody can repent and get their way back on track. So
I'm talking about a ticket.
Oh, that's between him and them. I'm talking about us right now.
They had to go to the Egyptians and be like, hey, neighbor, would you hook me up?
Of course. That's what I said. I'm talking about us. They can throw a few dollars this way if they. Good evening, everyone. Thank y'all again so much for tuning in. This is the Realdealfam Network. I am Andre, and this is the beautiful wife.
What? I told the kids about my girl boss sign. So guess what? Got my diva on. What?
Boy.
I am the boss of the show, but he is out the head of the house.
Oh, Lord. Yes, sir.
And that's just
true.
The way it is.
That is, y'all. Thank y'all again so much for tuning in, and we highly appreciate everybody for tuning in this evening. We thank y'all so much for supporting the channel. All the wonderful comments and the subscribers have just been coming in, and we thank y'all again so much.
Thank you so much.
With that being said, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you hadn't. If you're not a part of that, thank you. You're going to be next time. So thank you again in advance. Well, with that being said, we're going to dive right in tonight, and the topic is a very serious one. Basically, it's about the fallout from the election when it takes place. There's a lot going on. There's a lot being said right now that perhaps martial law might be enacted and so forth. So there's a lot of things that could take place. And following all that, if that chaos takes place, will there be a mass exodus of African Americans?
You're darn right. Ain't nobody trying to be up in here with all that. If you see the signs and you can see something ain't right, it's about that time.
Yeah. Now, it may seem like we're making light of the situation. It's a very serious situation, but there is a reason to be joyous about it. I mean, we've been going through so much for so long in this country, having to endure lots of suffering and oppression. And if it's time for us to leave, then that might be what it is. It just might be time to do that.
Yeah, like we said in another video, y'all can fight for some reparations online across the waters, okay?
Yeah, because the most important thing is your health and your safety.
Yeah, safety, exactly. And everybody got kids around here. So, ain't nobody trying to check for no civil war or nothing, no martial law or none of that,
The violence has been unprecedented. I mean, even today, I think, or yesterday, there was a young man that walked up to two police officers sitting in the car and shot both of them up.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's checking for that. And ain't nobody asking you to give up citizenship or anything like that.
And we mentioned prior in the other video that there has been a movement of a lot of people already towards the Caribbean. Mm-hmm. And also there's been a movement of a lot of African Americans already to the continent.
Mm-hmm. The continent of
Africa.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody should know that if you're black. But yeah, most of the time, if you hear us refer to the continent, we speaking of Africa. And if you've been watching YouTube and a lot of things like that, there's a lot of families, like we say, that's on there already, who's already made the move, who's already established, and kind of paving the way for more people to come over there. And then encouraging everybody to come over if they can.
Mm-hmm. And so we told you before, African Americans are, and the diaspora are considered builder of nations. And, you've been hearing things like, I don't know if I'm proud of being builder of nations, so on and so forth. God gave you special talents that just come with being who you are and naturally knowing how to build. And so that comes from, ancient stories about when God had to build the first temple. And if you ever read through Exodus and other parts of the Bible where he gives very specific information on how to build it. And the people didn't know how to do it. And he gave them naturally the talent. He gave them the talent. From heaven to be able to follow his plans naturally. Each tribe had a different specialty, and so that follows you through. That's why if you basically, we'll get into it in another video, but you're still part of the Crusades. So during the Crusades, they wanted to build a new world, and they went to find God's people, the ones that lived a long time, had, was blessed, and so on and so forth. That's why, America has a hard time parting ways, but it's about that time.
It is, and if everybody decide, or some of the people decide they want to go over there to the continent and get set up an establishment, like my wife's saying, it's in the Bible. You will be protected. God has our back. This whole thing is coming to an end. It's not working. It's not going to be able to continue in the fashion that it is at the moment. A lot of people are trying to prop it up. A lot of our own people are hoping that things continue to continue status quo, but it's just not able. It's not able to sustain itself like that. And just like in Egypt, sooner or later, the people going to get restless. They're going to cry out, and it's going to be time to go. Something going to happen.
Right, but before then, God always sends like lookouts. So, when they go and look out over there, see what's going on, and report back.
Families that's already over there.
And so, people desire to be one of the families that go and set up shop for everybody else to come on. So.
And with the advent of YouTube and other technology and other platforms like that, they've able to send back video footage and audio and let
it's
you know.
All right over there.
Yeah, it's not the best. I mean, it's not like it.
This place ain't the best.
Right.
Yeah, wherever it is, you get word. What's up?
It's going to be a challenge. But it's time for us to get a fresh start. It's time for us to get a fresh spirit, a new zest for life, and just a change is needed, because everybody is wore out. You're sitting around waiting on stimulus checks. The job, they just destroyed the economy.
You only got one. It's been how many months now?
It's been since May, I think. So it's been at least, since most people seen the stimulus, it's been at least 3-4 months.
Yeah, probably longer than that. So I got a song. I'm just singing around the house. I'm like, man, deuces on that thing. It's time to deuce on that thing.
It is, and most of us, we have a real attachment here. Like she said, our forefathers came here and they grinded and sweat blood and tears here and helped build this nation. And a lot of us take a lot of pride in that and very close to that. But at the end of the day, it's really not our land. It's just not meant to be.
Right, it's Egypt.
Right. And
supposed to leave all things Egyptian and no complaining and all that. You just got to go. Right.
We did our time here. We did our thing here. Now it's time to part ways. It's just not working.
And if you don't feel like that, that's wonderful for you.
Right.
But maybe support somebody else who does want to go back. So
exactly, that just leaves more to you. You can just hang out and do whatever you want to do. But the rest,
send my reparations check in the mail.
No, I'm talking about in terms of space and land. They can have it all. But at this particular time, I mean, folk want to live. You want to be able to raise your kids in safety. You want to feel like you're prospering in life, and you don't want to be inhibited by others.
Yeah, every time there's been a civil war or some kind of unrest, there's always been like warning signs and stuff around. And so if you can't see some kind of warning signs going around.
Right, but if you do consider leaving, there's things you have to do. You need to do your research and find a place that you think might be compatible or convenient for you and your family and what y'all needs are. You just don't willy-nilly go out there and say, okay, I'm going to leave, I'm going to drop everything and be gone. No, it's a process to it.
Right, it's all about that research. And it's also about you preparing and getting your passports. A lot of countries now are offering repatriation, and you have to research all those things. And so people need support over there. So if you're not able to come, maybe you could support someone else.
Right, and there's and like we said, it takes means to do something like this, and a lot of people have the desire and the want to do it, but just don't have the resources. So that's why it's important that if us as family members go over there and get stuff situated, to try to work to help other people achieve that as well, because because at the end of the day, everybody just want to be safe and happy.
Right. And so how other cultures typically do it, when you see the Asians come over here, and the Indians and all the Middle East, everybody.
Oh, you mean like Kamala and the Indian Americans?
And so she has a plan to get a whole lot of Indians to come over here. Okay, remember when the Indians come over, they always implement the caste system, and the caste system always. Now you done took me on the side.
Well, I was just giving them an example.
Yeah, the caste system always holds down black people at the bottom.
But she's just trying to open it and make the door a lot easier.
But she doesn't have any plans for African Americans. Right. Not one. Not even reparations. Just not even nothing.
Right, but
not even entrepreneurship.
But that's why we're discussing this now, because at this particular point, I think everybody in history and up to the present have explained and told you and showed you who they are. It's up for you to believe them at this point.
When they literally get up and walk out at the when you're asking them questions about what they're going to do for African American entrepreneurs and jobs and things,
and all across the country, that Donald Trump won't respond to that crisis within a crisis. So we are very honored, proud and lucky to have Senator and soon to be Vice President Harris with us today. And I will pass it back over to you, because I know you want to take some questions before you get out of here.
Oh, we're all set.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Paul.
We're all set. Thank you.
Why did you
Thank you,
your
Paul.
first date?
We're going to head out the same way we came.
I once lived in Wisconsin. Do you know that? I did, yes.
Thank you, guys.
So why did you part of Wisconsin is part of my story.
Thank you, Paul. We're going to head out the same door. Thank you.
Literally get up and walk out. I mean, what else is there to say?
Yeah, so
why you keep trying to holler at somebody that don't want to fool with you?
Right, and we have our own people still pushing and telling us y'all still need to go out there and support them. And voting is gonna solve the problem. We've been voting forever. Just continue to vote, and the results have been the same. The people that's nasty to you continue to be nasty. They continue to be deceitful and dishonest. All the things you could think of. People are still being killed and murdered. So there's no changes.
And even when I was in high school, I ran for office, and I won a seat. Boy. I'm just telling you, I won a VP seat, but the teachers wanted this young redhead boy to be the VP. So they told everybody they had to vote again. But this time they only picked up the ballots from the advanced or honor classes. So they directed the election to be whoever they wanted it to be.
Well, I voted for you.
Yeah. But I'm not the right shade. I wasn't the right shade. I grew up in the burbs, and so and when we used to go through the grocery store when we first moved to the South, Publix, you walk through the store, and I mean, literally people would stop shopping, leave their buggies there, and walk out of the store. This is the 80s. So, right. I mean, things are still the same.
Right,
things are still the same. They look, regular on the surface, but then you start seeing these things bubble up. You start seeing how people really feel, especially on the internet. So, I mean, do you want your children to grow up in that?
Well, one thing about the whole process, it doesn't matter if you want it to work or not. If you think this whole experiment is going to work and you're going to push it, you're going to continue to fight for it. If it's not written, if it's not God's will, it's not going to happen. All you would do is work in vain and wear yourself out. And that's basically all we've been doing. But it's our time, it's our season. The curse is over. We're doing new things. There's a new zest. There's a new zeal about us. And we looking for new opportunities. So that old relationship that we was involved in that was dead, it's a wrap now, baby. We on the new things.
Go deuces on that thing.
So that's all we trying to do is come to our folk, encourage them, and cheer them up that we do have options, and we're going to seek those options out. And for us who can get over there and get stuff set up before the rest of the family get there, we're going to do that, and we're going to make sure we work hard to bring everybody else there. Exactly. And that's the way we're going to do it, because we done been through enough, and it's over for that. So with that being said, family, we just want to come to you tonight to encourage everybody. Stay in good spirits. Hang in there.
Yeah, you got the Lord on your side.
Right.
You already know that. You got to show that.
And no matter how things look, because definitely some tough times are ahead, It is our season, regardless of what it looked like, and all that plagues and all these different things that may
Faith,
befall
the
the
size
country.
of a mustard seed.
Right, it's not meant for you. Even
Yeah.
though you might be here, others gonna be going through it. Cause when they was in Egypt, it was dark. It was dark all over Egypt. But guess what? The Hebrews, they had light in their crib.
Yeah,
So,
start waking up.
That's right.
Start reading your Bible. That it's like your playbook. You know, the football players, if they don't read the playbook, they don't know what's going on, what
you
to
just
do.
running around on the field lost.
Yeah, now you know it's talking about you. You need to go read it. It's
Yeah.
way more interesting when you read it yourself.
Yes, your spirit will be
Ooh.
so uplifted. And don't look at it and say, oh, that's a European word. Somebody changed it, this and that. Brother, I promise, you get in there, open your spirit up, it's going to speak to you, and you're going to find out they talking exactly to you.
Yeah, God said don't bring that meat to the temple unless you season that thing up.
Exactly. But we just come to encourage our folk. We love our people, and we just pray everybody out there be blessed.
And we
get the
are
word.
not preachers. Guess what? We
No,
just like
no.
you and everybody else, okay? But we found out that word is what?
It's for us.
It's
It's
for
living.
us.
Get us like that, boy, I'm telling you, life changed instantly.
Yeah.
So just seek him out. He got you. That's our Father. He gonna take care of you. I promise you that. He said he will, and he will do it. Just look around you. Look at the weather. Look at all the things happening. You'll see. If you don't believe, you gonna believe. Trust that. But like we say, be of good cheer. Hang in there. We are blessed folk. It's our season.
And be encouraging to your fellow man.
Right, and we gonna shine. Just keep that in your heart. We don't throw it away. That old boss, he over with.
Yes, and if you are in Babylon, you can support support African Americans. Exactly. Give them an opportunity to get back.
That's right. That's right. Everybody can repent and get their way back on track. So,
I'm talking about a ticket.
oh, that's between him and them. I'm talking about us right now. But-
They had to go to the Egyptians and be like, hey neighbor, would you hook me up?
Of course. That's what I said. I'm talking about us. They can throw a few dollars this way if they like, because reparations is what we requested, and it's gonna happen one way or other. So we ain't got to beg and plead and wrestle with you and all that. He gonna take care of that for us. Like we say again, I'm gonna keep saying it. It's our season, and y'all be of good cheer. And everybody out there, be blessed. If you hadn't had an opportunity yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And we absolutely love all the comments. We don't care if you agree or disagree. It's sharing. It's all us just help edify one another and encourage. And that's what's important.
That's right. Be encouraging of great cheer
That's
in these
it.
difficult times.
And we respect everybody's opinion. And we thank y'all again so much. And everybody have a blessed evening. And, oh, Lord. Good night.
Good night.